Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades. And let's dive right into the analysis here. And I mean, looks like the markets are making me look like a genius now, but sometimes it's not always going to be like this. But overall, our analysis is correct and dead on point. As the CPI came in, in line with expectations to slightly a little bit lower on the month over month basis, but year over year came in line. So overall, the markets loved it. And you know what? You know what happened? We pumped. We pumped the new all-time highs. SPY making a big day today with 1.24%. Same thing for the triple Qs, making a new all-time high. To me, this X wave here seems to be, in the invalidation point now. Wave 2 just went a little bit lower, and you're now pushing higher into the higher area of 468 to 509. And it's funny because a lot of the bearish people are not able to accept that the market can go up and most likely is going to continue to go up, right? This is the top, and this is the top, and this is the top. And there's a reason I was banned from a lot of those those discords. Unfortunately, I was just trying to provide another point of view, but that's a big no-no on their part, right? So overall, big day today in the markets. Looks like we're continuing to churn higher. Trend is continuing to trend higher. A 4-hour time frame now crossing back into green money flow. All good signs on Market Cipher, and I talked about this yesterday. The incredible amount of green money flow that we've had in Market Cipher as well is just, it's insane how much money has flowed back in. So I wouldn't really want to get in front of this market trying to short it. And to see what shorting, nonstop shorting can do to you if you don't stop out. I got this. One of my members was sharing this from a Discord that we banned because he's still inside of it. They said they're down 35,000, down over 50,000 in the last 6 months. And then they actually said, looks like Vicky was right. All indicators were pointing bullish. Should have stayed out of it. I never see my portfolio down, so which is unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that these people did not, listen to my analysis and they just followed false profits and who kept continuing to say that the market's going to crash at any moment, which I agree it can, but betting on that can be very hurtful sometimes. So you could see the SPYs pushing higher. Dow Jones also pushing higher, making a new all-time high as well. And this is a trade that we are in as well. We are long the Dow with the triple leverage ETF. I believe it's the UDow. So this one we picked up near the lows. Now we should be up right around 16% here on the ProShares Ultra Dow. So congrats to the members. And I've seen a lot of new members signing up for the service after we make all-time highs, which is a little bit funny. Maybe they were just waiting for confirmation. But let's take a look at some individual names here. We'll dive right into it. Actually, let me finish up with the wave edge. So I don't see any new signs except for this red cross here on wave edge, which is a bearish sign. So it's a potential short opportunity. Maybe a reversal is finally going to come because I do think that we're going to need a pullback at one point because we've kind of gone straight up here. But if it wants to keep going up, I'm not gonna complain too much. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. 4-hour red cross as well. 1 hour, you saw some big money selling into this rally before it happened. Sorry, on yesterday's close. To me, like I said, I thought this was just institutions playing it safe and selling before the CPI, but it came in line with expectations. So now the market's starting to melt up a little bit. Tesla here got a nice little pullback. So talk about Tesla. Tesla is a trade that we've taken inside the Discord, and I continue to be long Tesla. I think the EVs got hit a little bit hard today with NIO being downgraded by JP Morgan, which was unfortunate. And then Rivian was down big today as well. So all the EVs were down. But I think Tesla is still primed and ready to go at any moment. And I think we should take off in this wave 3. Something like, let me see here if I could give a good example. Maybe like something like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is starting to take off towards the upsides to 66,000. But yeah, looking good so far. ROKU, similar situation. A bit of a flat day today. We gapped higher and then started to sell off. So we were down, but still up 2 basis points. But essentially, I would say it's flat on the day. but getting ready to hopefully explode higher at any moment. Let me cover. Oh, my dog's scratching me. Let me cover a few more names here. Alibaba continues to push higher. This is another one that we have a trade on. I'm not sure what I had a count here. I don't know if it was on this or the ETF one. But overall, Alibaba is another one that we are long inside the Discord. We are long the Hang Seng. The HSI is closed for holidays, I believe. But if you take a look at the yin today, the yin was up another 3%, so kind of recovered from the gap down the other day that we received. So the losses should reverse themselves and we should continue to churn higher. Let's shift gears here. We'll take a look at the TLT. So another thing that we called right so far, not saying that we're always going to get things right, but overall yields are collapsing as anticipated, and I continue to anticipate a big drop down in yields, and I expect this to continue on. Looks like we are essentially, in this very impulsive wave now, possibly even the wave 3, and then we'll get a bounce eventually in the wave 4 and then finish up in a 5. But you really don't want to get in front of wave 3s. And same thing for the dollar. The dollar, we called, when I saw this break here down below, I knew that we were truncating and the dollar was starting to end earlier, and now we're impulsing down in a drop in the dollar, and this is helping gold and silver, which is another one that we called right so far, entered our buy area and now reversing out of it and getting a very strong move towards the upside. So this tells me that we are now in this final wave 5 here, shooting up towards the upside. Where this is going to end, well, let's just do some preliminary calculations, just very off the bat here. Let's just see what we can get in terms of a target. So not the dollar, sorry, silver should be headed towards this area here. Let me just find where the wick was. I'll give you a more accurate pivot. This is kind of in the way. There we go. Okay, so the silver price you should have a target between $34 to $38. It's a big range, but I can give you a more accurate calculation as the trade develops. But in terms of a larger range, this is your target area. And like people are saying, this is impossible. Silver's not going to go any higher. I mean, they said this when we were down here. Silver's trapped in this range. It's never going to break out. But this is just it's like a grand, super cycle. It's getting ready to go at any moment. The cycle is going higher now. We are in a commodity cycle, and you need to realize that. And same thing goes for gold. Gold is turning higher and it's finishing up in this 5th wave. We will eventually get a big pullback in these commodities, right? Like I've illustrated here in this wave, right? The wave 1 will come to an end, and when it does, that there'll be another buying opportunity. But maybe this is when the markets top out, right? I have the SPY here showing that we are inside the sell area, and I said that once we get into this area, you could expect possible gap ups, right? In a few trading days, you just gap up. That would lead to me to be very worried for the market, and I think then and only then can we get a market crash and maybe a reversal. But that would be on like some really bad news coming out. All right, but right now we got lower inflation. That's helping, or the data is lowering, so that's helping the markets. And I think I saw a post that they'll do anything to make the data look good. I think they took coffee out of the CPI. Let me just see it. Coffee futures. I think the coffee is it this one or is it another one? Because there's so many different ones. I'll just go down to here. I think I had coffee. Oh wow. Okay, so coffee apparently went up in the month of April. Yeah, and then now reporting in May. It's showing that they took it out because it went up too much, and it would have made the inflation data look bad. So they decided to take that one out and replace it. So that's how they can manipulate the data with a variable basket of goods, right? They'll always try and fit the data that's more favorable for them. Anyways, let's cover a few more names here. So AMC and obviously GME. So these names pulled back today, and are still pulling back, but I still expect some big things from them. I think that they can really continue to push higher here and really surprise everyone. But we'll see. We'll see how they perform in the coming weeks and days. Yeah, hopefully these guys, the small people trading these stocks, they can make some money and make the big guys suffer again. All right, let's take a look at the GDX. So GDX continues to push higher as well. This is another trade that we have going on inside the Discord. Again, we are up on this position, and again, I don't think we're up on all our positions. We have some, ones that are dragging in the dirt a little bit. I would probably say like USGO and a few other ones are in the dirt right now. Maybe we have a small short position that's not playing too well for us, but we'll see. We'll see how everything ends up overall. Very happy with her positioning in the market, and things are playing out beautifully. And I'm really happy on the outcome so far. Mara continued to push higher here, so Bitcoin's pushing higher. Not too surprising that these crypto names are pushing higher, but they should get into this area here between 21 to 25. Could be a sell area, and I think Bitcoin is essentially just finishing up this big leg here, and then maybe we'll get we'll take a short position on Bitcoin if we can get up into this area here. All right, so I think that wraps it up for today. I don't really have much to add. Obviously, today the markets made us look really smart, but it's not always going to be like that. And we need to stay level-headed, and sometimes the market can make me look like a clown, But overall, we were correct on our analysis for the market going higher. The bears are getting wrecked, and it's causing a big short squeeze moment because the shorts are getting stopped out here on this gap higher. You can bet on a double top, but when this happens, you got to get out. You got to stop out. Could it reverse right after? Yeah, it could. It could. And this would mean the wave 3 is finishing. And we actually had the wave 3 up here, and this was the 5th wave. But with this impulse higher, and what you're doing is you're extending the wave 3 even more. So you're just extending the wave 3. So now you're going to pull back into forward and do another 5. So you're just extending and extending and extending, and this is the wave 3 of 3. So this is really bullish. I expect this to continue to be bullish and continue for the market to go higher. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.